Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials. When people imagine deadly diseases, they usually imagine some exotic virus, such as Ebola, which is confined to some faraway country, such as the current Ebola crisis going on right now in Africa. However, they could be ignoring a more real and present danger, which has grown significantly over the last 2 years, and which could, potentially, reach a crisis point here in 2019. So, what is it? Well, let's find out. Measles is often viewed as an old-fashioned disease in most Western countries, and one which has a limited danger. I suppose it's easy to fall into this trap, as vaccinations for measles, along with many other diseases, have been commonplace now for many decades, and up until recently, outbreaks of measles were uncommon and small in scale. This was largely due to highly publicised and large-scale vaccination programs, which have been carried out in most Western countries over successive years. Unfortunately, this was not the case in numerous countries around the world, and with the advent of cheap global travel, it seems that over the last 2 years, measles has returned to Western countries with a vengeance. Worse still, this has coincided with a significant drop in the number of people getting themselves or their children vaccinated, and this in turn has led to a dramatic increase in the number of measles cases being reported in the UK and in other Western countries. Measles is a highly contagious disease caused by a virus that is spread through the air by breathing, coughing or sneezing. The virus can live in the air for up to 2 hours, and it has a 90% infection rate, which makes it one of the most infectious diseases in the world. With an incubation rate of between 10 and 12 days, it also means that people can easily spread the disease without even realizing they've been infected. Symptoms of measles are initially similar to that of a common cold and include things like a cough, a runny nose, and red watery eyes. Towards the end of the incubation period, the familiar red and white rashes will appear. For most people, this might only cause a minor irritation or inconvenience, but the side effects and complications that can be caused by measles are quite significant. They include the damage or loss of vision, meningitis, encephalitis, and even death. Around 40% of measles cases will result in some form of additional complication. Infection rates globally have increased significantly over the last 2 years. In 2018, cases in Europe trebled, and here in the UK, they quadrupled. Based on World Health Organization data, cases have continued to decline into 2019. Preliminary global data shows that reported cases rose by 300% in the first 3 months of 2019, when compared with the same period in 2018. This follows the consecutive increases that have been reported over the last 2 years. Whilst this data is provisional and not yet complete, it undoubtedly indicates a clear trend. Many countries are in the midst of a sizable measles outbreak, with all regions of the world experiencing sustained rises in the number of cases. Current outbreaks have occurred in the Congo, Ethiopia, Georgia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Madagascar, Myanmar, Philippines, Sudan, Thailand, United States and Ukraine, as well as of course here in the UK, and they've caused many deaths, particularly amongst young children. In Madagascar alone, there have already been 1,200 deaths this year. In the USA, the sudden rise in cases during April led to New York's mayor declaring a state of emergency. Here in the UK, there have been over 100 cases reported in the first 2 months of this year alone. And this has begun to catch the attention of the national news media, particularly since it's also been established that there are now over 500,000 children in the UK who have not been vaccinated against the measles virus. Undoubtedly, there'll be many more adults as well. With the Easter break just over and the annual summer holidays ahead, many families will be planning travel around the UK, across Europe and perhaps across the world. With the prevalence of measles, let alone more dangerous diseases, now rising all around the world, the stage could be set for a significant pandemic event. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you'll know that a pandemic is one of the more likely something hit the fan scenarios, but it's perhaps also one of the more simple to prepare for. If you or any of your family members have not kept up to date with your vaccinations and inoculations, then perhaps you should urgently consider your options, because after all, as with most things in life, prevention is better than cure, particularly if there isn't a cure. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you found something in there that was of use to you. If you did enjoy it, then please do click the like button, and also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any of your comments, questions or suggestions. Just leave them in the comments section below. And quick reminder to everyone that the competition draws to a close on Sunday, and we'll be doing a video to announce the winners for that competition, so keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.